Hi, my dear students. Myself Sachin. I am continuing the topic of concrete technology from Module 3. That is nothing but tests on hardened concrete. Okay, let us see. First one, types of hardened concrete. Nothing but first we should know about the difference between the fresh concrete as well as the hardened concrete. What do you mean by fresh and what do you mean by hardened? As the name indicates, fresh, nothing but in this year cement, sand and water is taken, but in the hardened concrete example, which is already constructed, nothing but the shape of the concrete has been already derived from the fresh concrete properties. So as the name indicates, fresh concrete will be having the pure form of cement, sand, aggregates, but this will be completely plastic form, nothing but the concrete completely lost its plasticity to elastic to plasticity form. This is known as an hardened concrete. Okay, let us see what are the tests to be used. First one, destructive test. Nothing but destructive test and non-destructive test. So what do you mean by destructive? As the name indicates, destructive, the property or shape of the concrete has been removed or destructed. Assume we have a one concrete block. When it is subjected to destructive test, the shape of the block has been like this. The shape of the concrete has been removed, or we can say that we cannot maintain the actual size and shape of the concrete. First one, compression test. Second one, tensile strength test. Third one, flexural strength test. So what do you mean by compression test? We know whenever two forces are acting towards each other, the center portion of the area can be subjected to compression zone. This is known as an compression. So the compression can be done as in terms of stress, that is nothing but sigma is equals to P by A. Let us see in the next slide. Destructive test. Next one is non-destructive test. As the name indicates, non-destructive, here the size and shape of the concrete will be maintained throughout the experiment. Means suppose we are considering any column section or any slab section or any beam section, when it is subjected to test, after the test also, without damaging the any external surface of the area, that can be called as a non-destructive test. As the name indicates, non-destructive test. Here it is written. Once go through the PPT after the video lecturing. In non-destructive test, totally there are 5 tests. First one is ultrasonic pulse velocity test. Second one, rebound hammer test. Third one, carbonation depth measurement. Fourth one, half cell potentiometer test. The fifth one is penetration resistance test. As per the history in the VTU, continuously they are asking only on these two tests. So these two tests are most important. That's why I highlighted here. Means other tests are not important. Compare it to the these two tests in nowadays also. These two tests having a more weightages. Next, destructive test. As we already discussed what you mean by destructive test. The first test is compression strength test. Now aim. What is the aim? To determine the compressive strength of the concrete as per the IS 516-1959. So this test completely by referring the code of IS 516, using a IS 516 code as per the recommendations, this should be conducted. Apparatus. What are the apparatus to be used? The main apparatus is only thing is compressive testing machine. You can call it as an CTM or UTM. Usually in 99% they will go for the compression testing machine, that is called as an CTM. Then we can see in our college laboratory. Next, age of the test, for how much age that should be conducted for the concrete, means the age of the concrete usually taken by 7 days and 20 days. One more will be there, 90 days and 365 days. Here just we are considering 7 days and 28 days, because from the based on the result of 7 days and 28 days, we can calculate with the empirical formula, we can find out the 365 days as well as 90 days strength of the concrete. In the figure you can see clearly these are the cubes. Why it should be called as a cubes? Because it's all dimensions should be having a same, means nothing but 15 centimeter or 150 mm. These are called as a cubes. This will be having a same area as well as the same dimensions across the all sides. Procedure: as we know, according to IS 516/1959, the specimen should be stored in a water. Means before constructing a specimen, we should know how much grade of concrete we are doing, M20, M25 or M30. In the previous video, we have already learnt what do you mean by M20, M25, M30. The let us go through briefly. Yeah, what do you mean by M20? M is indication of mixed design and 20 is indication of compressive strength of concrete. So M20 is nothing but M is mix 1 is to 1.5 is to 3. These are the cement, sand and aggregate, and 20 will be compressive strength of the, just I am taking the example. If we are taking a 1 kg of cement, 1.5 kg of sand should be taken and 3 kg of aggregates, nothing but coarse aggregate should be taken. According to the code, we should take about the water cement ratio. After preparing the mold like this, we should keep the mold in a for a curing purpose. You can see here these, after preparation of these molds, we should kept in a water for a 24 hours for curing. If it is we are conducting a strength for 7 days, means these molds should be placed in a water for 7 days as well as a 28 days. Next one, the bearing surface of the compression testing machine should be wiped. In the next slide we can see here these are the bearing surface of the compression testing machine. This we can see in our college laboratory. Here we should place the mold. So this, the clear surface of the area should be cleanly wiped, because assume if any obstacles are placing over the molds, suppose we are applying the load like this, that cannot be uniformly distributed. So to avoid that, the surface area should be very cleaned. Okay, let us go with the procedure. Next, in case of the cubical specimen, the specimen should be placed in the machine such that the manner the load applied should be opposite to the cubes, not to the top and bottom. Just I will explain this point. So this is our mode. Here we are placing the concrete. After the 24 hours, we will get a shape of the mold will be, shape of the concrete will be like this. So consider this as an top surface. Usually the top surface cannot get into a uniform size and uniform shape. So we are applying the load in these directions or in these directions. Means not we are applying in the changing the cube, just we are changing the dimensions of the cube. So if it is a top surface, that will be placed at the right or left side of the machine. Next, the axis of the specimen should be carefully aligned with the center thrust of the spherically seated pattern. Here the axis of the thrust should be spherically, because this will be in a spherical shape. This will be in a spherical shape. Here we are providing the, here just we are placing the mold. As the specific spherically seated block is brought to rest on the specimen, the movable portion should be rotated gently. So with the help of this loading frame, just we are applying the load with these columns. So After placing the mold, these should be comes into contact with just touching the surface of the mold. After it touches, just we are applying the load, so that will be subjected to compression. So this test procedure. Next will be, in this monitor the observation will be recorded. Here no need to take any observation. In case if you want a manual, you can go for the. So the usually that observation will be stress is equals to P by A. Stress is nothing but compression strength. Here P is a applying load in kilonewton, and area is in terms of meter square or millimeter square. You can see here clearly. These are the natural pictures of the conduction of the experiment. Here observation and recording. So first in the serial number, first 1 2 3. One more thing, for conduction of compressive strength of the concrete, the minimum 3 tests or 3 molds should be taken, and with that average of 3 should be considered as a final compressive strength of the mold, because there may be some errors or there may be a slight fluctuation in the results. So that's why we are taking a minimum 3 cubes for the calculation of compressive strength purpose. Let's see. Age of the cube. First one will be 3 days, 7 days and 28 days. So cross section area, as we know already, 15 into 15, which is common for the all modes. And load, here they have taken in terms of Newton. The compression strength will be, so stress is equals to, you know the formula, P by A. P is nothing but a load, area will be cross sectional area, that is 15 into 15, which is common for the all modes. So compression strength will be in terms of Newton per mm square. Here the last column, which indicates average compressive strength, nothing but for 3 modes what will be the average compressive strength of the concrete. Here which is given compression strength, that is P by A. Unit of the compression strength will be Newton per mm square. Applied load will be P, and the area of the specimen will be in terms of Newton per mm square. So here see the strength of the property, as we already told, M20. What do you mean by M20? M is nothing but a mix, indicates 20 will be the compressive strength of the aggregate. So you can refer here, for 28 days the compressive strength of the aggregate for M20 grade will be 20 Newton per mm. It should not be less than M20, nothing but 20 Newton. For example, M30, the compressive strength of the concrete will be for 28 days 30 Newton per mm square. Similarly 45 Newton per mm square. You can see here, in 7 days the compression strength value will be lesser than compared to the 28 days. That's why we are taking a 28 days compressive strength value. These are the compressive strength of aggregate. Next here, this graph shown nothing but moist cured concrete. Nothing but, suppose we are providing the sufficient curing to the concrete, henceforth they can expect the maximum strength in the concrete. Suppose we are not providing the moisture cure, nothing but we are just putting on a atmosphere, just we are not providing any curation or any curing techniques, automatically as the days increases the compression strength will be decreases. Next, strength of the concrete with the age. This is the most important here. First day the compression strength of the concrete will be attained by 16%. Means after preparing a mold, if we are checking a very next day, the compression strength value will be only 16%. Suppose we are conducting M20, means our target strength should be 20. What will be the first day result? 20 into 16%. For 28 days we can reach up to 99%, not 100%. We can reach up to 99%. First day 16, third day 40%, for 7th day 65%, and the 14th day 90%, and the last day nothing but 28th day we can expect around 99% of the strength of the aggregates. So here I have shared one video link. If you wanted to go through the video, you can go click on this link directly. It will move to the video, which is to be strength determination of strength of the compression strength of the concrete. Okay. Next one is second one, tensile strength of the concrete test. Here, what is the main funda of this tensile strength? Because as we know, just where I am referring, I have a one steel bar, nothing but a, we can call it as an Fe 4 and 5 grade, and here I have a M20 grade concrete. So suppose we are conducting a test, compression strength test on steel. Compared to the concrete, the compression strength value will be lesser. But we are conducting the compression strength on concrete, we can easily say that the compression strength value of the concrete will be more. When it comes to the tensile strength, the strength of the steel tube or nothing but steel section, the tensile strength will be more. Here the tensile strength of the concrete will be less. Vice versa. For concrete, compression strength will be more. For concrete, tensile strength will be less. Similarly, for steel, compression strength will be less. When it is subjected to tensile, automatically the strength will be more. So the first one is the mean modulus of rupture. In this test, we are calculating the modulus of rupture. Both 2 points loading and center loading can be used. What are the if they are asked what is the importance or what is the importance of this test? Normally these tests are conducted for the laboratory, keeping the for concrete in a wet condition for 48 hours at 24 degrees Celsius. The rate of the loading on the loading frame will be 180 kg per minute. Here we have given the formula FCR is equals to PL divided by PD square. Usually the size of the aggregate will be in terms of, you can see here, maximum size of the aggregate is M20 for the sample size of 100 by 100 and 500 length. Like this our specimen should be created, 100, 100 to 500, or we can go for the usually cylindrical shape. 90% they will go for the cylindrical shape. In next slide we can go through that. Split tensile strength. So what do you mean by tensile strength? Tensile strength is one of the basic important properties of concrete. A knowledge of a value is required for the design of structural elements. This is also called as an tensile strength of the concrete that should be required for the design of the concrete. What do you mean by split tensile strength? A method of determining the tensile strength of concrete with a cylinder. In this test, we are preparing a cement sand aggregate mold, nothing but a concrete mold in a cylindrical shape, and we are applying the compression load. So that will be treated as a tensile load, because tensile is nothing but two loads are away from each other. So we cannot apply this type of load. So we are applying a same compression load on the cylindrical mold. While applying the cylindrical mold, automatically this cylinder will be split into left and right side. So this testing can be adopted for the determination of split tensile strength of concrete. Split tensile test. The main advantage, as I already told, the main advantage of the test will be the specimen and instrument is used for the compression testing machine. So we can say that with the help of compression testing machine only, we can conduct two tests, that is compression strength test as well as a split tensile strength. It means for split tensile strength we are not conducting a, or we are not taking a any special equipment, just we are going through the compression strength test. The loading condition produced high compressive stress immediately below the contact generators. So in the next slide we can see that here these are the cylinders. See here the cylinder of having a size of 152 into 300 cylinder. Here we are applying the compression load only. We are taking the same equipment which is used for the compression strength of concrete. Let us see. 3 cylinders, as already told, 3 samples should be taken. Average of these 3 will be taken as an tensile strength of the concrete. The size of the cylinder will be 150 diameter, and the length will be usually should not be less than 2 times the diameter. That is the basic principle of this test. If we are taking the cylinder is the diameter is 150 and the length will be 2 times, length is equals to 2 times of the diameter is 150, so the length will be 300 simple. Test for split tensile strength. What are the aim? To determine the split tensile strength of the concrete specimen. Apparatus. What are the apparatus used? Weights, weighing balance. Most important thing is testing machine, that is normally which is used for the compression testing machine, that you can call it as an CTM, and the cylinder molds having the dimensions of 150 to 300 150 to 300 in height. It's already deferred. Oh, here we can see this will be for another test. Just go through this one. Here see, just we are applying a compression load here. The dimension will be 150 into 300 concrete cylinder. To maintain a uniform loading, we are placing a plywood strip here. At the end of this experiment, I have shared one link. Just go through that link. You can see the video procedure. Prepare 3 cylinder concrete specimens with the dimensions of 150 and 300 length. After molding, the curing kept it for a curing, which is mandatory, and with the help of plywood, thick plywood, we are placing a over and below the surface of this mold, and we are applying a compression load, and the thickness of the plywood will be minimum 25 wide or nothing but 1 inch. The load shall be applied and shock increase continuously in the range of 1.2 Newton per millimeter square per minute or up to 2.4 Newton per millimeter square per minute. Record the applied load and indicated by the testing machine at a failure. After the failure, we can observe the failure on the concrete specimen. The formula is T is equals to 2 into P divided by pi into L into D. Nothing but here we are considering the full peripheral area. In the previous experiment, just we are taking the cross sectional area of the concrete, but here because of the spherical shape, we are considering the full length of the specimen. T will be splitting tensile strength, which is expressed in terms of kilopascal, which will be similar to the compressive strength value. P will be the maximum applied load by testing machine in terms of kilonewton or Newton. Usually they will take in terms of kilonewton. L will be the length of the specimen and D will be the diameter of the specimen. As I already told, diameter will be 150 and length will be 300 Next, as per the code, the minimum compressive strength value should be in a range of, we can take a M10 for 7 days. Split tensile strength will be 4.5. For 28 days 4.6. That is nothing but slight increase in the tensile strength value. So compared to the compression strength value, for example, if we are taking M10, the compression strength value will be for 28 days 10 Newton per square, while for tensile strength value that will be almost half of that value, 4.675. For 20, 6.116. We can the tensile strength value. So here I have given a one link. With the help of this link you can go through the video, you can refer. Next and the last one, flexural strength of concrete. Again the code is IS 516 2002. What do you mean by flexural strength? First in the concrete you have learned compressive strength, right? And in next one we have learned tensile strength. Then what do you mean by flexural strength? Here nothing but we are casting a beam and we are applying a different load conditions. So here we are calculating modulus of elasticity or modulus of rupture. Nothing but flexural strength is also known as a modulus of rupture, bend strength or fracture strength, that all are comes under flexural strength. Nothing but in the compression strength just we are taking the load by area, in the tensile also load by area, but here we are calculating modulus of rupture or bend strength. The best example is one river is there, here the water is flowing, we have provided a one bridge over here. The bridge should maintain its bond strength. If it fails, the whole collapsible of the bridge can be expected. That should not be happen. So that for particular material the bond strength should be more, that is called as an flexural strength of concrete. Or consider we have a one wood block, for here we are applying the load, nothing but this can be called as an 3-point loading. While application of this load, automatically the wood can be failure in such a way. So the wood can be divided into two materials. Apparatus required. Apparatus required. So first one, flexural strength testing machine. Next, scale formula, and the formula for calculating the flexural strength will be PL divided by BD square. P is nothing but applied load, length will be length of the specimen, B will be the breadth of the specimen, D will be the depth of the specimen. P is applied load in terms of kg, L will be the length of specimen, D will be the depth of the specimen. Let us see here. This is already failure block. Just we are considering here these one are the support, one support, second support. In the exactly center of the specimen we are applying the point load, nothing but not an aerial load or not an compression load, just we are applying the point load. These two A as well as or reaction 1 R1 and R2, these two tends to move in a upward direction, but the point load P is tends to act in a downward direction. Ultimately the result will be like this, the concrete block will be subjected to two pieces, that is nothing but the failure. If it happens, then we can call it as an the concrete is completely failure. So in this here we can clearly refer, as already told, 3-point flexural test. Here we can consider as a R1 or R2. These two are the support reactions. In supports the upward reaction can be expected, but at the midpoint we are applying the downward reaction, that is 3-point loading. Here the specimen may be breaks. Similarly here refer 4-point loading. Here totally there are two upward reaction, nothing but supports R1 and R2. By measuring the distance should be divided into L by 3. The total distance is divided into 3 parts, that is L by 3, L by 3, L by 3. But in the previous just we are taking as an L by 2, L by 2. Here we are taking a L by 3, L by 3. The failure may be subjected to here and here. Here we can expect 3 pieces, but in the previous we can expect 2 pieces. Here the graph which shows modulus of rupture in terms of megapascal and beam depth. You can see here, as the beam depth increases, modulus of rupture value can be decreases. When the beam depth decreases, just one example I will give. Take your scale, that is a plastic scale or any wooden scale, and take one more material which should be length and breadth of the scale should be same, but the thickness is vary. Okay, or take one brick, here you can call it as a brick, and take one piece of wood. The dimension of the brick will be 9 by 9 here. Here the dimension of the wood is 9 by 2. Thickness is taken only 2, and here the thickness is taken 9 by 9. After application like this, we are placing, when the depth increases, application of the load taken carrying capacity will be increases. When the depth reduces, the load carrying capacity of the section will be decreases. By adopting this technique only, while designing the beams design in a large areas, or you can expect in a multi-story structures, by providing the depth of the beam, we can say that the structural element can be safe. So means we are providing the more depth of the beam, we can expect less modulus of rupture. So I have provided a link here, we can go through the link, the video will be appeared on the screen. These are the destructive tests on a concrete. Next class